This is a follow-up video to the ones that I made about programming longer drum measures and variations, and we've now got our 8-beat patterns recorded in. We've got the 4 variations on each of the buttons, we've got the intro, and we've got the ending. So now it's a case of just using those in a kind of live situation. So I've got the rhythm, and I've set up a rock piano voice or tone, and now I can just hit the intro button and it will click in. So there I used the intro at the beginning and it went into variation 1. I switched it to variation 3 on the second chorus, and then just before the last bar I pressed the ending button, which just gave it a neat and tidy finish. So you can experiment with your own patterns and with your own music and see how that works. Another thing I want to just point out is this freeze button, and how to get a bit more mileage out of your registration buttons down here. So I've saved into bank 6 number 1 the rhythm, the 8-beat rhythm with its tone, and I set the tempo. On registration number 2 I've selected a different tone which has a different rhythm at a different tempo. But let's say I want to keep the same rhythm that I used in number 1, but just use the registration button just to change tone. So if you use the freeze button, it will keep the rhythm at the same tempo, but allow you to switch tone. So for instance, if we go to, we've got the rock piano here. When I press registration, it switches to the electric piano, but by using freeze I can keep the same rhythm, the 8-beat rhythm, and it won't switch to the 16-beat rhythm that I programmed in. So something like this. So I was able to change tone without changing rhythm. So the freeze button allows you to do that. And finally, here's another suggestion, is to use another keyboard. I like to use another keyboard sometimes to play a bass part. So I've got just a controller keyboard. This is the Arturia 32 key step, and it's just connected via MIDI into a laptop, and on a laptop I'm running a piece of software, Chip Synth OPS 7, which is a DX7 virtual instrument, and I really like the bass sounds on the DX. So my controller keyboard is playing a virtual instrument, not the Casio. This is a completely different tone that you're hearing from a different piece of software, but the audio from the sound card is actually running into the back of the Casio into the audio in socket, so that I don't need a mixer for the audio. It's all running into the Casio. If I just put the keyboard up here like this, so I've got my Casio tone here, and I've got the DX7 bass here, and of course I've got the drums that we programmed. And one really nice thing about the Casio, I think, is the fact that these are solid grills on the top of the keyboard, which allows me to just place this small keyboard on top, and allows it just to be within easy reach while I'm playing. And of course, you know, using the freeze button, I can change tone, and I can change the tempo. Let's change the tempo to something a bit slower, and let's put a layer on this, and I can use my bass. Anyway, I hope that gives you some further ideas to experiment with. Thanks for watching.